I'm Cecilia, I live in Zurich and I love train travel, and I'm trying to visit all 1,720 public transport train stations in Switzerland. Back in June I headed to another of the Slow Up cycling events where they close a bunch of roads so that you can cycle around an area, and I spent a lovely afternoon near Sion. Good morning. It's a really beautiful day. It's Sunday and there's another Slow Up event. There are these cycling things where they close off a whole big loop usually that you can then just cycle on without any traffic, like motorized traffic. And this one is fairly far away, so I'll be on the train for like 2.5 hours, or multiple trains I should say. I am going to head to the train station, but on the way I'm going to stop off at a pump to inflate my tyres a little bit. I think they're a bit flat, and then I'm also going to try and get to prep before I catch the train. So that's the plan. The idea is to get to Sion, where this is today, by around 1 p.m. and then I've got 4 hours for under 40 kilometers, so that should definitely be doable. And I don't think this is a particularly hilly one, but I'll need to double check. I'll put it all on my on my phone so that I have the map in front of me again, but haven't done that yet, so that's a task for the train. Train now, and I have a couple of changes coming up. So basically I'm going from Zurich to Bern on this train. It's going to take 56 minutes, which is kind of like the normal time that this usually takes. And then I am going to change in Bern for the train from Bern to Visp, which is going to take nearly an hour as well, 57 minutes. And then I'm going from Visp to Sion, and that's going to take 25 minutes. So I'm going to have my yogurt in a minute and sandwich later, and then get going with the cycling once I'm there. I've got my laptop with me. I'll do a little bit of editing. Works tomorrow, so this is not my work laptop. And I also need to map out the route for the Slow Up cycle, so that I don't have to, but I like to have it in front of me so that I also know where to go. So yeah, lovely day. I know I'm spending a lot of it on a train, but I'm really looking forward to cycling somewhere that I usually wouldn't. I am on the next train, and this train seems Italian, but it has SBB branding, so I don't know. It does go to Milano, but this is a different route than what I usually take to Milano because it's obviously not starting in Zurich. So maybe this is the normal train for that, but it's my first time in a train that looks exactly like this. So enjoying the novelty. And also, speaking of novelty, Normally when you arrive in Bern, I always look out for the view because the view is so great of like the old town, and then if it's clear enough you can see the mountains behind it. And then today was a bit different because the bridge was packed, and I realized after a few moments, because of the flags are helpful, very communicative, that it's FC Basel, which is the football club Basel, which I have seen play. It's the one and only football game I've ever been to, and apparently it's the Swiss Cup final today, and it's Basel versus Biel, and I read up on this now, I didn't know this like when I saw them, but apparently they each have like a path that they're walking, like that the fans walking to the stadium or in the general direction of the stadium, I don't know, but they have like a little path that they're doing, and it's kind of like a pre-celebration or something like that. So that was fun to look at, to be honest. It looked quite calm, which is good, and quite fun seeing everybody just wander across the bridge. And I must have caught it at like the perfect moment, because when we left Bern, it was already pretty empty on that bridge, so that was fun to see. Right, there are some boisterous children making a lot of noise, but I'm going to put my headphones in a second, and I don't know how much editing I'm going to get done, because I can definitely see the mountains and they look so nice. But I'm also done with mapping the path on my phone for later, so I've done one useful thing so far. On the last train on the way to Sion now, and this train actually goes to Geneva Airport, which is a very frequent destination for trains that I take, because a lot of trains that go to Bern continue to Geneva, but obviously this is a completely different route, like it's going to Geneva from a very different angle, different direction. So yeah, I'm going to continue with the editing, and I'm listening to something as well. At the moment I'm just doing visual stuff, so I get to listen to podcasts and things, which is nice. And the weather here is sort of like, it did say on the forecast as well, it's like slightly hazy, but really nice. Arrived in Sion. I put on sunscreen on the train. Everything's kind of ready, except I need to just set the GPS thingy in a second, and there's one other thing that I'm now forgetting. Hand sun cream. And I think then that's it, and I'll get going. just stopped for a few minutes and had some free tomatoes, and I also have an apple for later. They give these out, it's a like sponsor thing. I'm about halfway, 20 kilometers ish, and I think not far, and then I basically turn back and go back down the valley. I have those lovely lines from my helmet again. Still haven't got a new helmet. It's been on my list for a while. But it's like a pricey thing to buy. But I have finished the official loop, or it's more or less an out and back really. Really, really nice. And the views of Sion coming back, like of that little, I think is it a church and a castle? I don't know, I should have looked it up. But the views coming back were really, really lovely, which made up for getting kind of tired towards the end there. But overall, such a nice cycle, and I spent quite a bit of it chatting to my friend, uni friend, and that was really nice too. We don't really talk on the phone, and I suggested it and we did, and we talked for a long time, which I'm not sure that was like, hopefully that was alright with him as well, but it was really fun for me. So I now have got nearly half an hour until I need to catch my train, and it's a lot less than half an hour to get back to the train station, especially by bike. So I have a crêpe sucrée, and it's basically sugar and lemon, which is a flavour combination I did not know people had on pancakes until I moved to the UK, and now I love it. So yeah, gonna tuck in. Oh, definitely need the knife. They gave you these, like, I've paid £5 extra for the plate and the cutlery, and then I return it and then I get that money back, which I do think is really good. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands. So good. Very happy with my choice. On the first train back now, same route as before, so from Sion to Visp, which is going to take 27 minutes, is that right? 26 minutes, sorry. And then Visp to Bern, which is going to take 58 minutes, and then Bern to Zurich, which is going to take 57 minutes. And right now we're going through the valley that I just cycled through, so this is kind of like the same rough direction and same rough route that that the Slow Up event was. A little bit over to the other side of the valley, I think. Pretty exhausted. I'm out of water, and there wasn't a water fountain, so I stopped at the vending machine on the way up to the platform. But yeah, I feel very greasy, etc., so I don't really want to get the laptop out at the moment. I think I'll go to the loo later and wash my hands, because I just gripping the handlebars for hours takes a toll. But I didn't take as long as I thought I would for the cycling, so that's why I had the little break and time to have the clip as well. Whew. Right, just gonna relax for a little bit now. Seriously, UK, get on this, it is the best drink. The train looks nearly identical, but this is the next one now to Bern. I did wash my hands, so I'm gonna get some stuff done on the laptop in a minute. Before that, I'm going to set up a workout on my Apple Watch, so you can like plan segments and things, and I'll see how I feel once I get back to Zurich. But the plan is to try and go for a run. Not 100% sure I will manage it, but we'll see. For now though, more nice landscapes on the way to Bern. I'm glad that I left when I did. That looks like a thunderstorm. Wouldn't be super fun to be caught in that on the bike, but the forecast actually said it was only supposed to arrive a lot later, so yeah, I'm gonna have my apple. Steigen bitte um. Next stop, Spiez. On the train to Zurich now. The previous one was a couple of minutes delayed because apparently there was some incident, like some person had an issue in Bankdorf, which is like a slightly less central train station in Bern. Laptop out again in a minute, I think, after the view. I do like the view. Well, I was just settling in on the train, and then they announced that they'll have to cancel the train. Apparently those issues in Bankdorf are worse than expected, I suppose. On the app it just says like, due to an incident in Bankdorf that is outside of their control. So I think I'm going to go... I can't think of anywhere better to sit than Starbucks, because sadly it's not a weekday. Normally, if it was a weekday, and if it was not too late, Transa, the outdoor shop that they also have in Zurich, they have like the shop here, and the shop has a cafe, and I've had hot chocolate from there once, and it was genuinely good. I love Transa already, and like I was so happy that their hot chocolate is nice, and I've not sat down there yet, so if it was during the week, that's where I would definitely be going. Yeah, I think I'm going to go and sit in Starbucks. Not very exciting, but I don't know, I'll just keep checking the app. Eventually the trains will go through again, and I'm not that fussed about getting to Zurich earlier rather than later. So many people are delayed. Not ideal. Someone must be furious. Also, it's Sunday evening, so all the military people are heading back to their places of work, and there was like a group of 30 or 40 of them on the platform, but they seemed to be having a nice time, with the exception of one guy who was sitting on his luggage working on his laptop. Definitely feel his pain. So I've been at Starbucks for a little while now. It is the kind of expected person, incident, train situation in Bankdorf, sadly.
I've basically just been here, and my mum messaged me about trying to work out how to add a shared calendar to her phone, so we did that, and now I'm going to get back to editing. I'm nearly done sort of choosing the clips to keep, and then I do also need the map, but I can't really do that here. But yeah, so I'll just keep going, keep checking occasionally about whether the delays have stopped. But yeah, really, not really a problem for me, other than I might not go for a run later, but I'm not sure that was all that likely anyway. There were going to be thunderstorms quite early on, and I'm not keen on running with thunderstorms. I'm on the train now. Hopefully it will actually get through. It's an hour and a half later than what I'd originally planned, but honestly I don't know if there was one half an hour ago because I was on my laptop and not paying attention. So anyway, this means that it'll be sort of close to sunset, so fingers crossed for nice views.
Back home now, and I'm going to quickly have this as a snack in a minute, and then I'm gonna go for a run. I am just going to also unpack my rucksack and put the bike downstairs, etc. But hopefully making it out soon for the run, and I need to make sure that I stay nearby, so I think I'm just going to run around Ahopali because there is still a forecast that says thunderstorms might be happening, so I just don't want to go very far. Otherwise the plan would have been to sort of run a little way outside of Zurich, but too late for that anyway. It's probably super dark there. So yeah, snack, unpack, go. Okay, ready to go, and I'm going to take this, even though I'm going absolutely nowhere, because I'm going to try and run to the supermarket first and get some sour cream, so yeah, we'll see if I make it in time. It closes really soon. I'm home again, a little bit earlier than planned. I did make it to the supermarket on time, just on time, so very pleased with that because it will make my dinner much nicer. However, I didn't do the full 7 kilometers, I only did 3. I started seeing lightning strikes on the horizon, and I'm too scared to be outside more than I absolutely have to if there is lightning nearby. So yeah, got my sour cream. There's basically whipped sour cream or something at this point because it's been shaken around, and a banana, which annoyingly I only noticed after I bought it. It's all black there. I hope that doesn't mean it's half off already. But yeah, so I'm gonna shower, etc. And then I said I would call my friend who needs help buying dry bags for a trip that she's going on. I can do it in inches, so it is 15 inches times 10. You can order it to London, I'm sure. One sec, can I switch to video?
washed my hair, helped my friend buy some dry bags online and some random stuff she needs for her trip, and I had my very, very late dinner. Just finishing my water and lemon juice at the moment, and then that's going to be it for today. Back to work tomorrow, but it's a short week because I've got Thursday and Friday off to go to London and then Glasgow to go see Tidelines in concert on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a good trip, I'm sure. Like, don't really know Glasgow, but a friend of mine is from around there, and he sent me a whole lot of recommendations, which is really nice. So looking forward to trying some of those out. Right, I will see you next time. Bye.